The night was below 0 degrees. I'm sitting inside of my warm sleeping bag while navigating further toward the south, looking forward to some warmer climates. We got frost on the sun deck, but the Helios 11 is moving forward. Welcome to mission log 8 of my hand-built solar-powered prototype yacht that I'm currently sailing south. Today we have a very long journey ahead of us, over 80 nautical miles, and I'm gonna challenge myself to see how far I can take this boat today. We got a couple hours of sunlight here in the Nordic winter. Today is a clear day and the winds are looking quite favorable. I believe we can make it 80 nautical miles. Batteries are currently sitting at 40%, so we have to rely a lot on the solar input of the very low winter sun. As you may know, this yacht is not insulated for winter, nor do I have proper heating, so I'm sitting here in my warm sleeping bag, and it doesn't bother me as much because I know I'm heading south every day. If you have a yacht, you can live anywhere you want to. It's 9 AM. We're seeing significantly increased solar input from the panels in the middle of the Nordic winter. Let's take a look at the curve of the main grid that is on top of the roof. Yeah, we started generating a bit at 7:30 and now it's increasing. Based on these solar inputs I've now seen in real action, I realized that it definitely would be worth to make adjustable solar panels. The angle seems to be so critical, and especially if you have the flat solar panels on the roof, if you could angle them even maybe like this 20-25 degrees, it would make huge difference. And definitely the extra panels I will put in the rear of my boat, they will be completely adjustable, so only from 2 big solar panels will I be getting almost the full of their potential, so maybe 800 watts. That's going to be a good extra investment that will truly increase the performance of the Helios 11. Looking forward to get to a proper harbor and finding some materials to set up these additional solar panels. Initially, when building this prototype, I was actually gonna go for these side flap panels. The ones that I have on the sides, the flexible ones, could have been completely adjustable, but I decided, because I was partly lazy and in a hurry, to go for the simple approach. I'm not entirely sure how I would have set up these very strong structures that are able to tilt up and down, and how could I even move them from the inside of my cabin. So that is something definitely to consider for the next version, the Helios 15 meter class of True North yachts that will not be built in a backyard. It will really perform much better than this one, even though this one is already outperforming normal sailing vessels. I'm comparing this 10-meter waterline solar yacht with a 10-meter normal sailing boat, so you know what I'm talking about. Definitely, if you have a performance sailing boat, it will still outperform the Helios 11 in its current shape. But once I get some upgrades such as increased battery capacity and significantly better solar panel setups, then this Helios 11 will surely outperform everything that is built in a standard factory, at least. Obviously, this boat cannot compare to racing yacht, but still the performance is impressive for something where you can live in, work in, travel the world with, and not have to worry about sailing. You can go the straightest route you choose without taking any extra nautical miles, and these shortcuts, especially in coastal cruising, make the journey even faster compared to a normal sailing boat. Now let's be very transparent of what I mean when I say that this yacht is completely outperforming other sailing vessels. So So the utterly and completely demolishing of other sailing boats, that is accurate when we're talking about 1 to 3 day trips, when you have full battery and then you can just charge straight ahead, heading directly toward your destination. No pauses, no lifting of sails, no wet night. In such a setting, there's no comparison really. But then if you want to cross the Atlantic, let's say, then we're gonna go to average inputs of solar that will be not as impressive yet at the current stage of this yacht. We can make some estimates. These are just numbers I'm making up. Let's say we have roughly 10 hours of daylight when we're sailing across the Atlantic. That would mean anything between 25-30 kilowatts of energy for the Helios 11 in its current stage. If we divide that power to 24 hours, we will have roughly a travel speed of 5 knots. So it's not super impressive. Still, it's outperforming some, let's say, slower sailing boats of 10-meter class, especially if the winds aren't favorable. But then again, on a solar boat, the sun may actually be unfavorable as well. But that's why we have the backup sails. So we always get sort of an average. If we have a lot of wind and clouds, the sails will propel us further, and if we have a lot of sunlight, we will just charge straight toward our destination. So that concludes the performance versus normal sailing vessels. It is comparable to a normal sailing vessel on long journeys. On 1 to 3 day trips, it is clearly superior, and on day trips, let's say 5 to 10 hours, 1 day trips, starting at the marina with full battery, it just completely demolishes the sailing vessels in performance. And the question to ask yourself, if you live on a yacht, would you be sailing every day, or would you be stopping at islands, working, going to cities, having meetings, whatever you do in your ordinary life? And during that time, your batteries will almost always be at 100% when you head to your next destination. That is my reasoning and my lifestyle. And for my lifestyle in particular, this solar yacht is clearly better than a sailing boat. If you're looking to sail around the world non-stop, I believe a sailing catamaran is your best bet. It's midday now, pretty warm in the cabin. I no longer need to be in my sleeping bag, but surprisingly the solar input is roughly the same because the sun has barely risen a couple of degrees since the morning sunshine. So what we learned now is that we should definitely have adjustable solar panels, even though there's a bit more mass when you need to build rigid constructions. It's totally worth it. Take some more time. The lightweight solar panels, however, the flexible ones, they are so light that you could just throw them on the boat on any surface. They barely weigh anything. They do function properly as long as you have actual sunlight. If it's cloudy, they're terrible. But now these side panels here, they've been generating 400 to 500 watts and they're rated at 600 watts, so it's very close to the maximum rated capacity they have. So maybe if I'm in sunny climates, it could be viable to have adjustable flexible panels. Then you get both lightweight and the adjustability. When it's cloudy or you happen to be in the Nordic winter, you will not get a lot of sunlight, a lot of charge at all. Late in the evening or early in the morning or in very cloudy, rainy conditions, the hard panels do generate considerable energy, but the soft, flexible ones, they are usually very close to 0 watts, unfortunately. It's actually a bit too hot right now. I have all the windows closed, so the cabin of the boat is getting very hot from the sunlight. I think it will be manageable in warmer climates as well, as long as you open the hatches and keep the doors open. If it's too hot, I simply go take a swim in the ocean. Now it is 5 p.m. and the sun has completely set about an hour ago. I am humbled by the Nordic winter, and now I have finalized my realization that we really need these adjustable solar panels. The input of solar energy was a bit lower than I expected for a almost completely sunny day. We can take a look at the numbers here. I'm gonna put the screen recordings of the total yields of all my solar systems. I still have roughly 30% battery left. That's enough to get me 20 nautical miles ahead with roughly 800 watts of thrust. If the batteries run out, I'm in the middle of the open, but there shouldn't be any dangerous weather coming in, so I could just, sleep and wait until morning and check that there's no ships ramming me. So it's not a real danger I'm in currently. But I do look forward to getting to the next harbor. But the good news is that I now have personal data on how the solar panels function in sunlight, although we are now in a very low sun Nordic climate. If I make a couple upgrades on this boat, it will be fully functional, and especially for my next version that's not going to be built in a tarpaulin shed, these movable solar panels plus all the other improvements will make it a world-class explorer. In the next field log, I'm looking very much forward to discovering what kind of hull type would be the optimal for a larger solar cruiser. A monohull has several benefits. A catamaran obviously has different benefits, but maybe there's something in between. A hybrid hull that combines the sleek, low-profile design of the monohull and as well the stability and increased performance of a twin hull. Let's talk about that in the next field log. Now let's hope I can get to the next harbor. I'm surrounded by complete darkness. For now, you can share in the comments what you think about a monohull versus a twin hull if you have some personal experiences. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, don't forget to get out there.